Number 10, Alabama, 6-point favorites against Auburn. The Iron Bowl is going to have an over-under of 5 reminders of Alabama's Jordan-Hare horrors. The funny thing is, in the 2020s, this has been a house of horrors for Auburn, both in the Iron Bowl and just against power conference competition in general. We've talked about that a lot throughout the year. Gravedigger happened the last time Alabama was at Jordan-Hare, and then Bryce Young going 97 yards, winning in 4 overtimes. That happened the time before that. In the post-Gus Malzahn era, Auburn is now 6-15 against power conference competition at Jordan-Hare. This team has 3 such losses this year, even though it didn't allow any of those teams to come into their building and hit 24 points. Auburn is 1-7 in its last 8 power conference home games, and yet it's only a 6-point spread against an Alabama team that right now is plus 190 on FanDuel to win an SEC title, which, by the way, that's what Alabama will play for if it wins this game. Kind of wild, all of those things. And again, I love finding things that you could explain to people that don't follow college football and just have them scratching their head and going, wait, what? That makes no sense. Just tell NFL people about that and you'll get a look of just dumbfoundedness from them. Others will point out that the last time Alabama had a comfortable win at Jordan-Hare was a decade ago, 2015. 3-3 Alabama is in the last 6 games at Jordan-Hare. The total score in those 6 games combined, 167-167. Can't make this stuff up. Really can't. I truly think this is the ultimate fork in the road moment for Kalen DeBoer at Alabama. And we were told that in this day and age of college football, like, you know, a lot of these rivalry games aren't going to mean as much, and blah, blah, blah. This means so much for Kalen DeBoer. And I've been of the belief that he's going to be able to handle the ebbs and flows of this job. But if you lose this one, you obviously undo the Georgia win, the fact that you were the first coach in SEC history to win 4 consecutive games against AP top 25 teams without any buys, extra rest, or anything like that. You lose this game and you're out of the college football playoff. And you're not getting fired, in my opinion, but you're going into year 3 on everybody's hot seat list. And suddenly recruiting gets more difficult. This pressure-packed environment of replacing the GOAT, it just turns into a more hostile atmosphere. And every time moving forward that you're, you know, in a dogfight at home, your fans are just restless, and it's just going to be a very uncomfortable 8 months, obviously, if you lose this game. And that's the case every year in the Iron Bowl, but especially this year with what's at stake on the Alabama side. And look, if you blow your chance at the 12-team playoff again by losing your final 2 games of SEC play, that would just be such a tough pill to swallow in every possible way. It just kind of feels right that these are the circumstances too for Auburn. You've got an interim coach that is trying to get to a bowl game. You've got a team that's looked completely different post Hugh Freeze. Some of that was because it was Mercer. I get that, but they looked very different against Vandy. Like, nothing about what we saw against Vandy was Auburn's identity throughout the Hugh Freeze era. And suddenly the offense in that game was on fire, but the defense couldn't get a stop after it was lights out all year. Cam Coleman has 20 targets the last 2 games without Freeze, most of any 2-game stretch of his career, of course. He's played in 5 games in his career after November 7th. And in those 5 games, he's got 37 catches for 514 yards and 8 touchdowns. Got a touchdown in every one of those 5 games. Would imagine he's going to be making his presence felt against an Alabama secondary that's been mostly good, but it's had some tough moments on the outside. That's going to be a really good matchup. But like every game, it feels like Alabama is going to put it all on Ty Simpson. What is he going to be able to do against pressure? Can Alabama keep him clean? Because when he's been kept clean, that's when he's been at his best. If Auburn can get pressure with 4, that is bad news bears for Alabama. I'm not breaking news by saying that. Turnover-worthy plays, they go up. That could definitely happen in this one. Could also, probably if you're Auburn, trust that you're going to be able to stop the run with 4. Don't need to have those extra defenders in the box. And Auburn's defensive front, we know it is elite getting into the backfield. 75 TFLs on the year. They're 5th in America in yards per carry allowed. This feels like another game in which Bama gets stuffed with the run a few too many times in the first half. And in the second half, you forget that they even have running backs. They're just like, oh, Daniel Hill, you're still here? Oh, Jam Miller, you're around? Okay. I guess, sure. They'll be used probably maybe more in pass protection than actually running the football. But this is what Ty Simpson's built for. FSU happened. Of course, we acknowledge that. His road games since then, the win at Georgia, close game, made big-time plays. The win at Mizzou, close game, made big-time plays. The win at South Carolina, close game, made big-time plays. On third and fourth down in those games, Alabama was a combined 32 for 57. That's 56% in those spots when you're a team that can't run the football. That is really, really good. He's third among power conference quarterbacks with 38 third down conversions in the passing game. He's tied for fourth among power conference quarterbacks with 8 fourth down conversions in the passing game. As we're going to get to with Dunaway, I think when Bama gets in those tight spots, they're not going to mess around with the Connor Talty experience. They're over that. They can say all the nice things publicly. You can have guys that are coming out and saying, "Oh, we support our guy." Like, that's all well and good. That's fine. You're trying to get to the college football playoff. You're not trying to show your kicker that you believe in him by giving him a chance to kick on 4th and 5 from the 36. All right, you don't need to do that. You got Ty Simpson. You got to trust that in these spots. I think they will, and I think ultimately they're going to go. You are going to define our season. Okay, I'm riding with Bama. I am. Drama feels inevitable with this one, but I question the Jordan-Hare magic favoring the home team. I really do. So I'm going to go Bama to win this one 27-23 to move on to the SEC championship.